Wells Fargo Arena, the state wrestling tournament continues as we jump to 132. Some great matchups, and you can get to them for us here. Go ahead, Mark.
Over here on the 3A mat, we got Paul Glynn of Bettendorf, who's a senior. He's taking on Michael Zachary of Dowling Catholic, who's a junior. On the 2A mat, who's a senior, Dusten Reed from Bedford Lenox, and he's taking on Brad Irwin of Centerville High School, and he's a senior. And then on the Class 1A mat, we've got Joel Haberman, who's a senior, taking on Hunter Washburn of Alburnett, who's also a senior.
Washburn with 2 titles previously.
You know, something interesting here in this 132 weight pound class in the Class 1A. 3 guys entered this tournament undefeated. None of them made the finals.
Right. It was a meat grinder. I mean, that's the term. I mean, it's just, there's no other way to put it.
I know that in the semifinals, it was Hunter Washburn taking on one of the undefeated from Southeast Warren, Jake Hunterdoss.
Yep.
And beat him last night. Haberman out of Clarion-Goldfield. These guys have wrestled once before this year in the Battle of Waterloo tournament, with Hunter Washburn winning that one by fall in the second period. But it was 0-0, if I remember right, after the first period. Hunter Washburn, a 2-time state champion as a freshman and sophomore, did not place last year as a junior. Looking to end his career on a high note. Over here on Class 3A mat, got Paul Glynn of Bettendorf taking on Michael Zachary of Dowling Catholic. Neither one of these guys have...
This is what Coach Gable's used to here. We don't have any score. They're just sizing each other up. They haven't went after each other yet.
Neither of those guys have won state championships before. Class 2A, Dusten Reed of Bedford. He's a senior. He did qualify 2 years ago, or last year actually. And Brad Irwin of Centerville, he has not placed yet either. So a lot of newcomers here. Hunter Washburn, kind of the senior.
At DMAC's new University College Transfer Program, there's a world of programs for you to explore. You can benefit from DMAC's affordability and career-driven coursework. You'll get customized support and resources exclusively from DMAC. Complete your first 2 years at DMAC, then you're ready to transfer to a 4-year institution. It's why DMAC's University College Transfer Program is a smart place to start your degree. Go to dmac.edu to learn more.
Des Moines is everything you want in a city. Catch DesMoines.com.
Back at Wells Fargo Arena State Wrestling Tournament, the 1A match is starting to heat up here. On the 1A match on your screen upper left, Haberman and Washburn getting after it, but no score yet, but intensity.
Washburn almost had a takedown right at the end of the first period there. I know that Coach Kane and Feuerbach, they wanted that takedown, you know, for him, for Alburnett right there, but referee did not award it and feel like he had enough control. And then I looked away. I didn't see what happened over there on the 3A mat, Coach Gable.
Yeah, Zachary got in on a sweep single, and he fought it for 20, 30 seconds, but he ended up bringing it out, and right on the edge, he took advantage of the edge of the mat and got the other leg. So got a takedown against Glynn. You know, Glynn, his father actually wrestled for the Hawkeyes back in the day, and I think you said earlier that Glynn has maybe last year 3 wins over.
Yeah, he beat Zachary last year 3 different times.
But that's, you know.
Overtime once. But that was last year. That wasn't in the state finals. A lot of nerves, a lot of things can happen when it comes to state finals.
3A standings. You can see, of course, Southeast Polk in command. Bettendorf's made up some ground, but this one's going to be Polk. We've been looking at that second place one, or for third two, Mark, and Fort Dodge and Prairie. Prairie still got a couple wrestlers left.
Prairie does, but they're not in contention of catching Fort Dodge anymore. Fort Dodge, Teskey's put that out of the reach for Cedar Rapids Prairie by winning that 160-pound final. And Fort Dodge still has one more wrestler in Cook, 195 pounds yet to come as well too. Class 3A, Dustin Reed take on Brad Irwin of Centerville. Looks like Irwin of Centerville, he's up by a score of 4-0 right now as the second period comes to an end.
Yeah. Reed unbeaten on the year as you talk about that. Irwin Centerville coming in 53-7 and in command as they head to the third. That 2A match is in the middle of your screen. And now Reed's on top here.
Zachary actually got an escape on Glynn. He's up 3-2.
Joel Haberman right now. Clarion-Goldfield in on a shot on Hunter Washburn. 15 seconds to go here in the second period. That's 1-0 right now in favor of Haberman. Alburnett Pirates already have the state championship locked up as a team. Congratulations to Kane Thompson and staff over there.
If you ever want to sit back and just close your eyes and listen to the Iowa High School State Championships, well, now you can. You can go to IHSSN and listen to your favorite event at no charge. Go check it out, see what's going on, including the state wrestling tournament. Audio streaming brought to you only by Pizza Ranch. While you're at it, get up and order some great food. Pizza Ranch, legendary food, attentive service, and community focused. Back to the wrestling here, guys.
We got some tight matches going on right now over here on the 1A and the 3A bouts. Irwin of Centerville still out into a 4-0 lead on there in the 2A bout, but here in the 1A, right now, Haberman of Clarion-Goldfield riding Washburn tough.
Glynn's in on a shot. The 3A.
Yep. Paul Glynn of Bettendorf.
He doesn't got his hips in very well.
Taking on Michael.
Buddy did a great job of now the edge of the mat.
Got to finish. There's only 26 seconds to go. They go out of bounds. Glynn's got to go. He's got to get to the legs. He has to get to the legs of Zachary and get a takedown in 26 seconds.
That was his first actually getting the legs.
Zachary
stopped him there.
Oh, now Zachary in on a shot of his own. Head to the inside single.
Glynn's going to have to pull off a counter here to be able to.
Now look at Zachary cutting off to a double, trying to tighten it up, and there's a 2-point takedown to solidify his state championship over Paul Glynn of Bettendorf. Look at that. Dowling Catholic gets a state champion. Michael Zachary, congratulations.
Mark, you talked about staying aggressive at the end with the lead. That's what he did.
Well, what happened when there was Glynn was, you know, he was needing to attack. He was having to force some things. He got kind of a little bit out of position and reaching, probably, you know, going somewhere he shouldn't have. And Michael Zachary, being the smart wrestler that he was, felt that, seen that, dropped in for a shot of his own, and was able to turn it into a takedown.
Yeah, you can see the replay here, and Kevin Stanley, first-year coach for Dowling.
He shows some power right there, Zachary does, by coming up to, bringing his hips up, coming up off the mat, and driving through in that two-point double leg takedown. And we're tied up 1-1 down here in the 1A match. Over there in the 2A match, it's Irwin of Centerville becoming a state champion. Congratulations to Brad Irwin of Centerville, who's a senior. What a way to end your career right there.
He just beat an unbeaten wrestler from Bedford Lenox.
See what happens here between Clarion-Goldfield's Joel Haberman.
This felt like a deadlock all the way.
He's taking 100 on Washburn. Both these guys are seniors. Haberman second last year in this tournament.
And Washburn, who you're seeing in the Alburnett in the purple, has 2 state titles, going for his 3rd.
Haberman no stranger to the rain. Like I said, he's finalist last year, tough kid. There's a nice snap by Washburn right there. Wow. Whoa. Out of bounds. A lot of fireworks between those two right there. Some great scramble wrestling. Some counter and reaction there.
But Bob providing that information, the Dowling coach in his first year, Coach Kevin Stanley getting a championship, that's not too bad.
That's pretty awesome. There's Washburn. Look at
Here we
this.
go.
Only 4 seconds. Can he finish? 2.
I think.
No. Oh, he steps over.
gave it
He
to him.
does. He hooked the leg, and then with 1 second, I believe, was on the clock.
It looked like.
It looked
No,
they're
they
getting
took it away.
off. Going back to the feet. This is where you see what you're made of.
Yeah, who talked? It was the side official came in and
Waved it. Must have waved it off because I swear I looked over and
Good
he
call.
hooked the ankle on the leg. There was 1 second left, but that man official was right there. This is what we're going to see where these guys are made of coming into overtime, especially a guy like Hunter Washburn who just thought he maybe have just won and now has to go right back up and get back
refocus,
in, refocus and do that all over
wow.
again. And he spent a lot of energy trying to finish that shot right there. How'd you like to be these two athletes? There's a nice double by Haberman, but man, Washburn gets the underhooks.
wow,
He
inside
trips
trip.
him,
And again,
trips him,
it's
but he's
not.
still got the
Oh
wizard.
boy!
Haberman still
Oh
has the
my
wizard.
gosh! Now,
Wow.
that's there. Oh my gosh!
Guys, Haberman hanging on tough with
this
his wizard
This
right
is where
now.
you got to get that
Now,
that arm down low.
On the leg. He's got to come down the leg, off the waist here. Washburn does. Haberman needs to keep wizarding and squaring. Wow. Oh, Washburn getting out of position here. What's he going to do?
He got it.
He's going to get this.
I think he's
right
got it.
there.
Yeah. I don't know what they wait.
I don't know either. That's
Oh my
control.
Oh my God! Now he's not. I cannot believe
Washburn actually Now that's a 2-point takedown
that. Wow.
from Haberman.
That was not one I'd want to That one was.
That was wild.
Yeah,
that was a crazy scramble right there. Washburn, the aggressor the whole time right there, and was in position. Man alive, that's tough for Hunter
Haberman with
Washburn.
the win. We'll be back with more on the Fairway Championship Network. Wow.